Hey guys, welcome to my podcast, The Camera Adds 10 Pounds. I'm your host, Peter Sers, and today I have my guest, a good friend of mine that I've known for a long time, Lukas Seely.
What's up, guys? Hey, hi.
Say hello, Lukas, like he did just now. Lukas is actually, I wanted to bring you on for a number of reasons, but I kind of explained the podcast to you when I hit you up, but my whole thing is this podcast is so I can entertain people, but also educate people and show them that, especially like specifically with people in the entertainment industry, but in this case, like comics, like some of us actually care about our health and fitness.
Yeah.
And aren't just trying to wreck our bodies or just not live that long. And you're one of the people. So I was thinking about it. Well, you can tell them about yourself first.
Grew up in Montana.
That's right. Oh, wait.
Beef country.
Oh, shit.
Grew up in Montana. Went to all schooling there. Went to college there. Went to college on a football scholarship. Played running back. And then after college, I was just sick of work because, especially in high school football.
You know this song? You know this song? Are you serious?
No, this is JT for sure, though.
For sure.
And I definitely love boy bands and Justin Timberlake and stuff, who actually lives in Montana now.
The song's called Montana.
Oh, is it? Is that the Montana song?
Yeah. It's pretty good, dude. It's a good song.
Oh, my gosh. I can't wait to... I'll tell you later. Anyways, grew up in Montana and then played college football there. Then after that, went to Seattle, and that's where I really started comedy.
What division? College football?
NAIA. So
okay. Is it a Christian school?
Yeah, Christian school.
What's it called?
Rocky Mountain College.
Rocky Mountain College.
Private liberal arts college, Lutheran college.
Okay.
So, and then when you play college football, man, it's full time. Even in the off season, you're consistently working out all the time. In the spring, we'd have 6 a.m. workouts running, and it was just, I hated it. I'd throw up, and then so after I graduated, I'm like, screw working out, man. So forever, when I moved to Seattle and started doing comedy, I just would drink so much beer and just eat all the junk food. And then I gained 60 pounds, and then moved down to LA.
You gained 60 pounds?
Yeah, dude. Fat.
On my first podcast, I talked about something similar, like how I played baseball my whole life. And, when you're an athlete, especially in college, high school, whatever, but especially in college, like you said, there's no off season. So you basically lived your whole life working out and never having to think about what you ate and if you drank, whatever, But then you stopped that activity, and maybe you still worked out, because I still kind of worked out, but it wasn't a structured where I'm working out 5 days a week. And I gained that when I first stopped playing baseball. There's I talked about it on the first podcast, but I gained 40 pounds.
Yeah, dude.
And so if you could picture me 40 pounds heavier, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
I know. I've seen pictures of it, because when I met you. I met you when I first started doing stand up, but you were already you weren't as lean as you are now, but you weren't. I've seen the fat pictures, and you weren't that big.
And that's when, when I met you, is when I just started to decide to, I need to start working out. That's when I started deciding to work out.
So when you moved to LA?
Yeah, when I moved to LA. So, I was here about a year, and then I was just man, I'm big, dude. I wasn't fat. I wasn't fit. I was, in the middle. And I'm I got to choose a side, dude.
But that's I mean, I'm a little narcissist and vain, but, when you get to LA... you start seeing, you're damn, dude, if I want to be on, if I want to be on TV, or if I want to be this, I need to look more like that guy.
Yep, exactly. And that's when I just started. I'm all right, I changed my diet. I stopped drinking beer. I mean, I still drink, but I drink when I do drink, I drink girly, vodka sodas, because that's pretty the leanest you can drink as far as when you drink an alcohol. And then, I just stopped eating junk and started working out more, and really was really keeping track of what I put in my body. Even today, I told you, I was in a rush to get here, and I walked by McDonald's because it's right by my gym, and I'm man, maybe I could just, I worked out hard today, man. Maybe I could just grab a couple burgers since I'm in a rush. I'm no, I got to eat something good because it's still the weekday, So that's what made me 10 minutes late. Sorry.
All right. Wait, so what did you end up eating?
Chicken salad.
Okay. Did you make it yourself? Or
made it myself, yeah.
I haven't told this story on the podcast yet, but I was in Little Rock in February working, and, I don't know how you do it, but like when I go on the road, depending on how many days I go, but like no matter what, I'm always going to take like a ton of protein bars with me because, a lot of times when I go somewhere, I don't have a car. So it's like I'm kind of limited to whatever's within walking distance. And if it's too cold, then it's like that walking distance gets even shorter. So like, I mean, sometimes there's been trips where I've eaten like 2 boxes of protein bars in like, a 5 or 6 day period.
Jeez.
But, it's better than having, but anyway, my point being was that I went to Little Rock and it was at the, I'm trying to think if I went from, So I was gone for almost 2 weeks. So I went to Wichita and then I finished the following weekend in Little Rock. And so at this point I was out of protein bars, but I knew I was going home the next day. So I was like, okay, I'm not worried about it. But I don't eat at that club because their food's awful. Their food's awful. I'm not going to name the name, but there's only one club in Little Rock, so whatever. Their food's awful, but they also they charge you like you get half price on the food, and I'm like, okay. I'm not, and we could talk about this because I talked about it with my last guest, but. Like I'm not gonna pay if the food was good. I'd be like, okay, half price. But like, I'm not gonna pay half price for shit food. Like, I'm just gonna put that into my. I'm just not gonna do it. Like if I'm gonna buy food, it's gonna be delicious or healthy or both. I don't know what my point was. You had said something. I had a point in there somewhere. But yeah, this is about McDonald's. So my last day there, I was like, all right, I'll go to McDonald's and get a salad because the McDonald's is right next to the comedy club, and. I go to the McDonald's and I haven't been to McDonald's. I can tell you the last time I went to McDonald's, it was 4 years ago, a couple months after my current girlfriend and I started dating. And we went to Walmart to change her tire, like to get a new tire because she got her tire. She had a warranty from the tire. Anyway, long story short, they had a McDonald's in there. We had breakfast at McDonald's because it was like a Saturday morning. And that was like the last time I went to McDonald's. And I don't know when I went before that. Point being, I go to McDonald's in Little Rock and I'm looking at the menu and, it's a different city and state. So like the menus aren't always 100% the same. And I'm like, where's the salads? And she's like, and the girl looks at me and she's like, salads? It's like, yeah, where's the salad? She's like, we ain't got salads here.
They don't have salads there?
No
oh
salad.
My God. I think they have them everywhere now.
That's what no, this is like 2 months ago.
Really? Yeah. That's insane.
I was like, wait, are you serious? She's like, yeah, do you have salads at your McDonald's? I'm like, yeah, dude, I live in LA. We have like they brag about their quote unquote healthy menu.
Yeah, that's the big thing here in LA. So McDonald's is like, they give you that healthy, they have actually a healthy menu.
Yeah,
side.
That's what I'm saying. Like there's an actual part of the menu that's like the healthy and it's, I don't know what's on it, but I know there's like salads, maybe like the wraps and grilled chicken. Yeah, like stuff like that. They didn't have any salads there. Now it's just like, well, I guess I'm not eating tonight. I walked across the street to the store and I bought like a couple more protein bars to get me. And so I left, but that's crazy.
That is crazy.
It's a regional thing.
I didn't know that, dude. I
didn't
really
know
thought, because I eat McDonald's, like I'm not going to lie, I eat McDonald's quite a bit still. And
are you serious?
Yeah.
Still.
Why? Oh, I love Big Macs, man. I love Big Macs, dude. And that's why I work out extra hard, dude. Because like come Sundays, usually when I have them, that's like my day to just like eat whatever.
Why Sunday? Just because that's like a cheat day?
It's my cheat day, yeah.
Okay.
And I will there's times where I fucking destroyed 2 Big Macs in one sitting, man. I'll wait all week for that Sunday.
Right.
I'll wake up and I'll go to McDonald's. I have an app, and a lot of the times they have these deals where you buy 1 Big Mac, you get 1 for 25 cents.
But I've seen like, they have like 2 for $5 or something sometimes.
But if you have the app.
Oh, the app.
Yeah, the app, you get special deals, dude. And I'll go and I'll get that. Buy 1, get 1 for 25 cents. Now it's 50 cents, but.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, just get 2 Big Macs, dude. I barely eat fries anymore.
Okay.
But yeah,
the McDonald's fries are good.
They are good.
Those are like, if you're going to eat fries.
Even like, I don't know, it's hit or miss, a lot of salt. And I already feel guilty eating a Big Mac. So
did you saw Super Size Me, right?
Yeah.
Did you see like the special scenes?
Mm-mm.
Are you serious?
The special scenes?
They're like, like the deleted scenes or like the bonus coverage. So when did Super Size, like this documentary is like 15 years ago. So if you haven't seen it, it's probably on Netflix
it was like,
still.
Yeah, it was like 2007, 2008. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's older than that.
It's
dude.
older than that?
Yeah, because I remember where I lived, and I was with my roommate, and that was like, it had to be like, maybe even 03, 04 ish, somewhere around there. We could check it, and it's not anyway. Actually, let's check it right now. Let's get some dead time. I'm just curious. Okay, but anyway, in this documentary, you know, the guy basically he goes on a diet where he only eats McDonald's for 30 days, was it?
Yeah.
2004. See, I thought so. I know exactly where I was.
It is 15 years. That's great.
But he eats McDonald's 3 times a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and that's all he eats. And he goes, he doesn't walk because he lived in New York, I think.
Yeah, I was in New York.
He lived in New York, and he wanted to see how unhealthy he can get by just eating McDonald's in a 30-day period. And so he does it. And to add to that, he doesn't walk because in New York, you walk everywhere. So he takes cabs. This is before Uber. He either cabs it or drives to all these places. And then if he goes to the McDonald's and they ask him if he wants to supersize it, then he says yes. So like, I can't even imagine, dude.
I know. I couldn't even do it, man. Maybe 2 days in a row I can eat McDonald's, but I love McDonald's. Trust me, I love McDonald's.
Yeah, I know. You always post about it.
But I don't think I could. I post about it. People think that I eat it all the time. Like, no, I really just eat it. If I do, like once a week.
We all have. I mean, I have a cheat day. Like, I don't have a cheat day, but I have like a couple cheat meals
and it just makes it so much better when I do eat a Big Mac. That's why I love it.
Of course.
If I was eating it like,
think about it. There's people that eat like that every day.
That is so crazy to me.
Like every day, and then it's not a secret that there's certain parts of the country, like in that. I remember in that documentary they showed like the largest, quote unquote, like the fattest cities, and 5 of them were in Texas in the United States.
Texas?
5 of the fattest cities were in Texas for some reason. And there was a guy in that Super Size Me that ate a Big Mac every day for like years. So anyway, the moral of the story is at the end of the DVD or whatever, there's like the bonus coverage, the bonus scenes, and he does this crazy experiment. Have you seen this, Alex? Oh, dude! So he does this experiment where he gets the burgers from McDonald's and he puts them like in a cake jar, you know, like with the glass on top. And he does it from the time he starts the experiment, 30 days, and you just watch how like the mold and stuff grows on the burgers. And he also gets a burger from like some random place, not just McDonald's, just to kind of see how the aging process goes. And obviously, like, yeah, there's like mold and stuff like that, but in one of the jars are the French fries, and after 30 days, they look the exact same as they did. Dude, it's so crazy. Like, what is in the fry? So
I mean, I've seen so many like pictures of like people just leaving out just a cheeseburger for months or 30 days, and it still looks exactly the same.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's why I like to eat them fresh, so I don't have to deal with that. I honestly, like, if say if I do get like a combo meal, I do have the fries, and the fries sit out for more than an hour, I won't eat them.
Okay.
Because I that's when you get that rubbery taste.
Of course.
And I don't want to have that in my head.
Right.
So it's either I eat them fresh or I don't eat them at all.
Okay. It's a compromise. Yeah, I mean, I don't go to McDonald's, but like you work out enough. So it's like, my whole point is like, yeah, like if you work out all the time, like some of us do, and you eat well most of the time, then you are allowed to have like a bad meal here and there. You need it mentally, but sometimes your body actually just needs some of that crap just to get in and
kind of shock your body a little bit.
Yeah. And then it's fine because you recognize like, it's okay, I'm only going to eat like this. It's like, you know, once a week or whatever. And then you can live a normal life and not, you know, miss out on things. But like I said, the problem is that a lot of people eat like that all the time.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why I wanted to bring you on here, though, like I said, I've known you you're one of the first people like I kind of like made friends with in comedy, and you were one of the first people to take me on the road with you. We went to Arizona, like one of the
the good old Arizona trip.
One of the worst. It was a good trip that ended up being like one of the worst trips ever, and we'll tell the story. But you know, I've been doing comedy now for almost 7 years, and I've been on the road a ton. And you're one of like maybe 5 people that I've been on the road with that has actually gone to the gym with me.
Oh yeah, we went to LA Fitness. I remember that, and I don't know if you remember, but one of the girls that was working the front desk, Chrissy, I'm still friends with her.
I do not remember this at all.
Oh, yeah. I'm still friends with her. We still keep in contact. Like, she's coming to my show tonight.
Really?
In Ontario.
Wow.
Because she lives out that way now. Because she used to live in, she went to school, she was going to school in Tempe, but she was from the LA area. And
did you meet her like that day or did you know her?
I met her that day. I was just like being flirty with her at the gym, you know? And then I was like, where are you from? She's like, well, I'm originally from the LA area. And then I go to school out here. But yeah, she's from that area, and she's coming to the show tonight. That's fucking crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah, totally forgot about that.
Small world.
Yeah.
Crazy. Tell her I said hello. I was the other guy.
The other guy says hi.
But like, I mean, seriously, like I've been on the road with people, like, you know, I've been on the road with friends, obviously, you know, and, you know, a lot of times I get stuck on the road. I mean, I could say stuck. I don't love everybody I end up working with. But a lot of guys, like, you know, when you're on the road, you have all day to do what? Like, you're probably doing work because you're running the shows out in Montana and whatnot. We could talk about that too. But, you know, like, there's nothing to do all day. So what a lot of comics will sit there and watch TV all day. Like, I wake up, I go to the gym and I get it over with and I still have like hours and hours. Mm-hmm. But like when I'm there, like, you get lonely or you just get bored in this. And I always invite whoever I'm on the road with, like, hey, I'm going to go to the gym tomorrow at this time. Like, if you want to come. A lot of times, you know, either the club has worked out a deal with, you know, the gym that's close by where we can go work out for free. Or a lot of times gyms will just let me in because I'm friendly and nice. And they're like, oh,
I've spent like 20. I remember I was in Seattle and because I had just switched from LA Fitness. I work out at Gold's now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and there's
which one do you go to?
One in Glendale. Built a brand new one last year.
Oh.
So new. It's
really?
So awesome.
Really?
Yeah. So
I bet that gym smells like cologne.
It does, and it's great. It's better than stinky people. I'm not gonna lie.
BO and cologne that gym smells like.
There's no BO in that gym because all the dudes are trying to look good, and the women they're awesome, but they just have everything that I love there.
Okay.
But they didn't have Gold's Gym in downtown Seattle. So I was like, crap, I don't want to take an Uber all the way out to LA Fitness.
Right.
So I'm just like, I'll just go to the Y. And it was $20 for a day pass.
Was it a nice Y?
It was decent.
Yeah.
It was old. It was like an old building. But I was just like, it's the closest thing. And 24-hour wanted to charge 30. I'm like, this is insane for a day pass?
Was it like a nice 24-hour?
It's probably like maybe 5 years old.
But like, it was like a super sport. Like,
yeah, it was a super sport.
Okay, yeah, that's why.
So I went to the Y on $20, and I was just like, man, and I had to do it 3 days in a row. 3 days, $60.
But see, that's the thing. It's like, it's a perfect example. Like, if you're on the road and you didn't have a car in Seattle, right? So you're only limited. I mean, Seattle has better public transit, but getting there and traffic in Seattle sucks. So it's like a time thing. And so that was probably just the closest gym that was convenient. But you made a commitment to be like, okay, well, I'm still going to take care of myself. So you spent that $60.
It's worth it, man.
Do you write it off?
Of course.
Okay, yeah.
There's actually another Michael Q is another comic that I would work out with.
Yeah, I saw him. I saw him at the 24-Hour Fitness in West Hollywood, and I wasn't expecting it because it was like really early.
Really?
It was like 7 o'clock, and I was like, dude, this is my time. Like,
yeah, he does more cardio than I do. He is all about the cardio.
Yeah.
But yeah, like last year we did a run through the Midwest, like Kansas and Iowa. So it was like 5 or 6 days, and yeah, we worked out every day. It was nice. Cool.
Yeah, I was surprised to see. I mean, I'm always pleasantly surprised when I see comics at like the gym. But it was just surprising to see him there so early because most comics don't wake up that early.
Yeah, and he actually both. Then we were in Salt Lake in February, and
Wise Guys,
yeah.
I've never been.
And we'd work out at they had a pretty decent gym in the hotel, but both trips, I remember now, at the last day we were there, we both would go get drunk, and he would always want McDonald's.
Huh.
He's like, let's go get McDonald's. I'm like, oh man, you're the worst, dude. This is the worst to drink and then eat McDonald's. Like, come on, man. And he's just on me. And I remember waking up and just seeing freaking nuggets everywhere. It's just like, oh, you're the worst, bro. Because I hate doing that. I rarely ever like get drunk and then eat junk food. It makes me even feel worse.
Of course. I mean, especially the next day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I just feel like garbage.
But it's crazy that, like, I mean, I can't even count how many people I've worked with on the road. You know, I mean, hundreds. And there's maybe a handful of people that have actually been like, yeah, I'll go to the gym with you.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. You, Colin Moulton.
Yeah.
Super cool dude. Love that guy. Him. Sean McBride. You know, Sean, he lives here.
He loves working out.
Yeah. He plays basketball, like, whatever. Like,
and he'll go and like work out. Like, he'll just go to a park and work out. Like, he's that guy.
He likes doing basketball videos.
Does he?
I helped him with his basketball video. Shout out to Sean. He's going to be on here soon. But I mean, that's it. Oh, and Justin Berkman, you know, because he did gymnastics in college. So, but honestly, I can't think of anybody else that's gone to the gym. Like, that's crazy. That's such a small percentage of the people that I've worked with that were like, yeah, let's go. I'll go work out with you. Oh, Eric too. My buddy Eric Rivera. We went at different times, but
I've noticed a lot of female comics will go work out with.
For sure. I mean, all the time.
They're the one they're awesome. They always go work out, but as far as dudes, they're laziest.
I mean, I hate to pigeonhole, but I just don't know what it is, because like one of my thing, I mean, I've always been health and fitness oriented. Talked about it like on the first podcast. You know, I played sports, whatever, you know, you're an athlete too, so you get it. But for me, like, I know that I started stand up so late, like in my life, that by the time I like quote unquote make it, whatever that even means, like I'm going to be older. I'm not going to be like hitting when I'm 30, like most people do, because they start when they're 20. You know, I'm going to be like in my 40s when I like make it, quote unquote. And it's like, then I'm going to want to be successful for like a while. And I got to take care of myself to enjoy that, you know? So that's one of my motivations. The main one is I just want to look good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that, man.
I don't think there's anything wrong. Like that's the name of this podcast. The camera adds 10 pounds, because like I'm a pretty confident person. But like I said, you know, if I'm at the gym, especially like the one in West Hollywood, it's like all these dudes are on steroids. There's so many dudes on steroids, especially in LA, period. But like specifically like West Hollywood, it's very common for dudes to use steroids, and like they're not all like huge, but they're like shredded, and you're like, you're 55, dude. There's no way you should be that shredded,
dude. At Gold's Gym in Glendale, I've never seen so many ripped Asians.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm just like, this is crazy, dude.
There's a lot of Asians at that gym.
Yeah, so it's like this big Asian population have been moving into Glendale, because Glendale's been growing like crazy.
Yeah.
So a lot of these, I started noticing a lot of these like super really good Asian restaurants been popping up, and yeah, just all these Asian people just been going to my gym. I'm just like, this is, because you think it's just all Armenians, right?
That's absolutely what I think.
It is probably half Asian now, half Armenians. Yeah, it's crazy, but it's awesome because there's a lot of Asian girls that are just all they do, I swear, is just glutes. Just boom. Love it, dude.
Do you talk to people at the gym?
No,
Me
still
neither.
haven't.
I can't.
One dude, his name is Gary, black dude, and the only reason why him and I talk or started talking is because we both noticed that we love Nike, and we both like show up in different outfits every week, you know. And we'd always just like check each other out. And just one day he just came to me, he's like, "Dude, I love your shoes." I'm like, "Dude, I love your shoes." And then we just when we see each other, it's like, "Hey, what's up?" But other than that, no, but I don't talk to anybody.
I spend so much money on Nike stuff.
I know.
Like, it's like, I mean, but the thing, and I kind of want to talk about it when you're talking about spending money on going to the gym, but, you know, we all put value on certain things. And so, like, none of us are rich. Are you rich?
No.
Yeah, I'm not rich either. No matter what your income level is, unless you're like, you know, poverty or whatever, like, you're going to spend your money on things that you want to spend your money on. Mm-hmm. And for me, like, one of those things is Nike.
Yeah. And I think, okay, so I've always had this theory too. I think it was a football thing that my coach really put in my head in high school. Is like, you look good, you feel good, you play good.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And so that's why I like to wear a lot of Nike stuff, and it's kind of a motivational thing too. It's like you buy a new gym shirt and it's just like, I can't wait to wear this at the gym.
For sure.
Yep.
I love it. I read. Have you read Shoe Dog?
No, I haven't. I've heard about it.
It's pretty good. It just tells a story. It's the guy Phil Knight that started Nike. Just kind of tells his story. He started in Oregon.
Did I ever tell you my story about meeting Phil Knight?
No shit. Let's talk about this.
So,
what was that like?
My buddy, he is like a professional dancer, right? Uh-huh. He dances, like he went on tour with Janet Jackson.
What's his name?
Michael.
Does he have a last name?
I fucking forgot what I was going to say. He's more of a friend of a friend.
Okay, that's fine.
So my closest friend, it's his friend, but we all hang out.
Yeah.
Lou is his last name.
Okay.
So he like toured with Janet Jackson, all that stuff. And one day he got hired. I don't know if it was his group or what, but he got hired to dance for Phil Knight's retirement party.
It's so random.
And then he hit up my friend and was like, "Hey, you guys want to come down for the retirement party? I can sneak you guys some VIP passes." We're like, wow. Sure. So he hit him under. He grabbed some VIP passes. He hit him under like a tire of his car in the parking lot. We go there. We grab the passes. We walk in, dude. Everybody that was ever sponsored by Nike was there. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron, all those guys were there.
That's in this book, this party.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So there's this big ceremony, like all these
Tiger Woods.
Yeah, like everybody.
Yeah.
There's like all these execs, anybody who works like for corporate Nike, all that stuff, right? And then there was the after party, and then there was so they had like this big auditorium where or like convention center where like the main part was, and then they had another VIP room, and we're like, I'm not sure if these will work. And I'm like, all right, let's just walk in and just talk like we're important and not even look at the security. He's like, okay. So we're walking up. I'm like looking at my phone. I'm like, God, I can't believe they try to send me an email on a day like this. And we just kept walking, and we got in, dude.
Yeah.
And then we were sitting there. I'm sitting next to Carl Lewis Jr. Carmelo Anthony's right behind me.
Is Carl Lewis Jr. Carlos' son?
Carl Lewis Jr. was a track.
No, dude. So I didn't know he was a junior.
It was
Carl Lewis.
Oh, just Carl Lewis?
Yeah. Okay. Maybe he's a junior. So I don't know if you're.
I think he's a junior.
Okay.
Or maybe I'm thinking Carl's Jr. Like the burgers, I don't know, but the 100-meter dash guy from the Olympics, yeah. So
I mean, he was the fastest man in the world for like a second.
Yeah. I was sitting next to him. Like, there's this big couch. Carmelo's behind me. Just all the cats, a lot of basketball dudes, and then the new CEO of Nike was sitting next to me.
Okay, cool.
Right, and he's just like this kind of older dude, real chill and laid back, you know. And you sit next to me, and I'm just like, hey man, I'm just curious, like, how did you end up being the CEO of Nike?
I feel like I know the story because I think he's in the book. I forget his name, but
yeah, I forgot his name too.
He was there forever, right?
Yeah. Not really.
Really?
Not really. It wasn't like he was at the start. Like, he got hired outside and brought in. And so I asked him, I was like, how did you end up, become the CEO of Nike? And he's like, honestly, when I started to get in the business world, he said all it took was one person to believe in me. Yeah. And that person helped me get to where I am now. And he says, I don't know what you do, but just find that one person to believe in you, and that's all you need. And that stuck with me. Then he goes, but how do I know you? That's what he said to me. He's like, but how do I know you? And I'm like, well, your company, my family makes your guys' shoes back in Asia. And we just laughed.
That's great, dude.
And then we go and have dinner, and I am seriously sitting, I'm like this far away from Michael Jordan. He's at the next table. And it was so surreal, dude. It was, I shook his hand. It was like a freaking baseball mitt.
Right.
So big. And then towards the end of the night, I remember a bunch of the basketball players were kind of sitting on their phones, and everybody, like Roy Woods Jr. was there. He walks up to LeBron. He goes, hey, man, where do you guys want to go for the after party? Where do you guys want to go at club? He's like, I'm not sure. And I'm like, huh. And so I was standing with my buddy who got us the passes.
Right. And
I was like, oh, we should just ask him. So I was like, I just tapped LeBron. I was like, so everybody's still going to that one place, the club downtown? He's like, I don't know, man. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And that's my story about Nike, dude.
That's great, dude. That's like, do you ever tell that story on stage? Like about telling him that you made the shoes?
I know.
That's hilarious.
I should tell that.
It's also like so like personal and real that like people would remember that story.
Dude, I totally forgot about that until you brought up Phil Knight.
It's a it's a pretty cool story. Like it's not like the most inspiring of stories. Like I just finished I just finished David Goggins' book. You know who that is?
Yeah.
And that's like I'm just like I got to work out more now. But it was cool just like to hear the history and like all the ups and downs of Nike and stuff. But let's tell the story about Arizona because this is great.
I'm gonna put the note in here.
Oh yeah, put a note.
Talk about Nike story.
So like I talked about it. Lukas took me to Arizona, and one of the nicest things that someone in this industry has done is there used to be a club in Scottsdale called Stand Up Scottsdale, right? Stand Up Scottsdale. And I had messaged the booker, and God, how long was this? Like 5 years ago?
Yeah.
It's a while ago. Like
fall of 2014.
Yeah, almost 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And I had emailed him, you know, like I was trying, the second I started comedy, I started trying to get myself work. And I probably emailed a lot of people, I emailed a lot of people about work before I was ready. And I had emailed this guy, Howard Hughes. And one of the things I would appreciate about him is the fact that, like, I don't know, I mean, you probably still experience this, but I send a lot of emails every week to comedy clubs. And a lot of them are cold emails where I don't have a referral. I'm just like, hey, this is who I am. I'd like to come work your club, blah, blah, blah. And I would say 80% of those emails never get answered, period. Whether it's yes, I mean, it's obviously a no if the emails don't get answered, but it's just like, yeah, that's the statistics. If there's not like, if you don't have someone big, like their name, like attached, like, oh, you know, referred by Chris Rock or something, then they're probably not going to look at it unless they're in a good mood. I don't know. Anyway, point being, Howard he actually returned my email. Like, even though I probably wasn't ready to work the club, I was just trying to be an MC, but I don't know. I guess I was 2 years in at that point, so whatever. But he emailed me back, and his email said that he would never book somebody that danced on stage.
Like he's such a straight shooter. I love him, dude.
Yeah. And the thing is like, all I did was, in the video I sent him, you know, they call me up and they're playing Justin Timberlake on the thing, and I dance as I'm going up to the microphone. 10 seconds. And he's like, no, I never book anybody that dances. And I'm just like part of me was like, are you shit? But like, did you watch the jokes? Like I was confident in that material then, you know? But he was like, yeah, no. So that was it. But part of me was like upset, but at the same time, I appreciated the fact that he at least took the time to email me back. Because like I said, 80% of the people won't even email you back. But then you were going to Arizona and you were doing Tempe improv, right, with Michael Yo. You're like, hey, you know, we're going to Arizona. You know, I already paid for my hotel and everything. Like, you want to come? And I was like, I mean, yeah, sure. Why not? You know, hang out at the comedy club. It's kind of what you have to do. You know, when you're trying to make it, just have to meet people, and sometimes you just got to hang out. And then you were nice enough. I think we had breakfast with him. We went and had breakfast with him at that one restaurant. I don't know what it's called.
I don't remember what it's called.
And he was like, hey, like, this is my friend. Like, you know, can you put him up tonight? Right on the spot. And he was like, I know you, right? I was like, yeah, I've sent you, but he didn't remember like what he had said about me, or he just knew that he'd recognized my face. He's like, yeah, you submitted to me. I'm like, yeah. But then you were like, just let him, you know, give him a guest spot. And so he gave me a guest spot that night, and like I crushed, I mean, to the best of my ability, but like, he was like, you're really funny. Like, that's not the stuff that you sent me in the video. And I was like, no, you just didn't look past the part that I was dancing. Like, I'm all right. Like, I can. So then he made me the MC that weekend. So it was super cool. So it was like kind of like led to like my first job, kind of. I don't know. And that might have been, but like, it was just cool that someone had actually, it was like the first time someone actually vouched for me. Or one of the first times, like, so I always remember that. And like I said, that was the same trip where we went to the gym together. But then, so I'm having a good weekend. You're doing great shows at the Improv over there, which is like awesome. I feel like Michael Yo was like selling out all the shows that weekend.
Yeah,
like,
it was pretty packed every weekend.
And that club's super, super big. So then we were both single, right? Were you single?
Yeah, we were single at the time.
And I mean, I know I was single for sure. And so I met this girl on Tinder, and and she came out to the club, you know, and brought her friends, and we were all hanging out afterwards, like the last show of the weekend, you know, we were all hanging out, whatever. Like, Scottsdale is a great town, dude. Like, I don't love Arizona because I get pulled over almost all the time when I either go to or come back. I get pulled over all the time in and out of Arizona. It's happened 3 times now. And it's whatever, but like Scottsdale is a fun city. Like there's clubs and bars. And I don't even like clubs and bars, but there's just something about that place. There's a lot of hot white girls in Scottsdale. And anyone who knows me knows that I love hot white girls. Peter, you have a girlfriend. Yeah, but she's white and she's hot. So like whatever. I could still window shop. I just can't buy anything. Anyway, so we went out and long story short, I end up hooking up with this girl. She took me back to her place and her friends. So first we went to her friend. There's like 3 of them, right?
Yeah. You're like, hey,
It's like,
meet up with me. This girl has friends. They want to hang out.
Yeah.
So we went to that chick's house. I remember. And then
they were doing, I feel like they were doing cocaine.
Were they?
I'm pretty sure.
I think they were. And then I thought, I think.
Because the girl I was talking, I remember the girl I was talking to was like they'll have a threesome with your friend. They're like they're on blow, and I'm like, okay, perfect.
That's exactly what you said. Because we went out with
Howard.
Howard,
yeah.
And somebody whipped out his dong. Remember that?
I do remember.
Really?
That.
I don't know if it was karaoke.
I didn't want to say that, but you did. So he might open a club again someday.
Yeah, and then that's when we went back to her place, and then I thought I was gonna get some action, and her friends were like, "No," and I'm like.
But I had left because the other girl took me to her place.
And I was stuck at that chick's house.
And you were still there.
And so they're like, hey, you guys want to go hang out in the bedroom? Like, no. I'm like, okay, then this is not happening. So I remember trying to leave and I couldn't figure out. I was too drunk to figure out how to open up her gate. So I had to freaking jump over her gate, grab an Uber back, and then got back to it was a hotel, but like the doors were open.
Hold that thought really quick. Cause I go back, I'm not trying to brag, but I go back to this girl's house and, she has a stripper pole in her living room. I just told the story to my girlfriend like the other day. This girl has cause I want to put a stripper pole in our new place. And she's like, you're not gonna, I'm like, dude, it's so cool. Anyway. But not only did she have a stripper pole, like she kind of was like dancing for like a second, but like, you know me, I don't know a lot of girls that can actually dance better than me. Like I'm an amazing dancer. I don't know if you know about this, Alex. I'm an amazing dancer. And, so like if a girl is like trying to dance and like seduce me, I'm like, you need a little bit more than what you're doing to seduce me because you're not showing me shit right now. Like I could dance way better than you. But then she also had a huge, Great Dane, like a huge dog. Huge. Like, I mean, as tall as me. And the dog just sitting there. And I'm like, what's the deal with this dog? She's like, oh, he's fine. I'm like, so like, I'm not going to get too graphic on this podcast, but we are hanging out together in the bedroom and the dog is in there too. And it's just weird, dude.
I've had that happen where like a dog was just like.
Just hanging out. I'm like, I don't trust this dog, dude. What if you start like yelling really loud or something,
there was this chick that I hooked. She had a Rottweiler.
No way. There, see, that's
big one. And we're in her bed. You know, and I could hear the dog go, and I'm just like, because
how does the dog, like, I know that dogs are smart, quote unquote, but like in the heat of the moment, like, how does a dog decipher, is she in pain? Is she in danger? Like, you know what I mean? They can interpret that. And especially a Rottweiler? No way, dude.
I'm like, can you please get him out of here? Because I cannot focus. I'm freaked out right now. She's like, really? And I'm like, yes. Get him out of here, please. So she finally got him out of it. Anyways, yeah, keep going.
So anyway, so I hook up with this girl, whatever. So now we can take it to Lucas's part of the story.
Go back to the hotel, it was a hotel, but it was one of those ones where you get in it from the outside, right? And I remember, and I was drunk too at that point. I remember going in, and the door was just like wasn't all the way shut. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then I go in, look around, and I'm like trying to find my my laptop, and I'm like, did I miss a place? Maybe my car or something. Like I didn't know. And then I was like trying to look for stuff, and then I just like passed out. I remember waking up, and I'm like, I think we got robbed. Yeah. And I remember we went shopping.
Yeah. So
clothes that we bought was gone. I remember I bought cologne, my football jersey, my Niners jersey with my name on it. It said Seely on the back. That was gone. And I was just like, what the fuck? And then I remember going to the game. I get to the game. We're walking to our seats. We're walking. And then within 5 minutes, this dude accidentally spills his beer down my back. And I'm like, this sucks, dude. Got robbed last night, and the
49ers lost too.
And the 49ers lost too.
Yeah, they stole a bunch of they stole a bunch of stuff from our hotel room. Lucas had more stuff stolen than I did. I had like a brand new pair of like Nike running shoes that I loved, and this Kobe Bryant backpack that I loved. But you got like your laptop stolen and everything. And
oh yeah, they stole my whole backpack. And they stole my business cards.
They stole some shoes. Yeah, they stole your business cards. Like they stole some of your shoes too.
They stole my shoes.
But they left. Like they didn't stay. Only took like certain things. But like the laptop was like the worst. But like it's funny now because I see this happens to comics a lot. Where, you know, they park in some neighborhoods. And, you know, sometimes we don't want to pay for parking. We're not getting paid enough as it is. And then people will park on a street and I'll see these posts on Facebook. Oh, you know, our car got broken into. We're starting to GoFundMe. And like, if it's a girl, everyone's like, oh my God, honey. So, and I'm like, dude, that shit happened forever ago. We didn't post like, we posted like we were sad about it or whatever, but like we weren't asking people for money, dude. Like just
people are doing I'd probably do it now.
GoFund, really? I don't, I mean, it's like,
well, I'm smart enough. I never leave anything in sight. And if I like,
well, that day taught me a lesson because what it was, the hotel room, we weren't staying like at a fancy hotel. So like the door didn't shut. Like most hotel rooms, the doors are so heavy, they just shut automatically. Yeah. This one didn't. So if we didn't shut it, it would stay open. And so somebody knew that or noticed that and just went into our room and stole our stuff. And then when we asked the hotel staff, there were cameras on the premises, but conveniently the cameras were hidden. Remember where we were staying?
Oh, like, yeah.
There were no cameras that were facing our room. So it's like, I kind of thought it was an inside job, but we never got our shit back or compensated for it. Whatever. That was a bad trip to Arizona. I'm telling you, every time I go to Arizona, something bad happens.
That was, yeah. Well, I mean, the time before that, remember, is when I had broken up with my girlfriend. Right. And that was a big breakup. And so this was me coming back, and then that happened. And so I think I waited another year. Like I didn't usually I'll go every year. And I think I was just like, fuck that, dude. I'm not going back. But then I'll just like 2016. Maybe it was 2015. I ended up going back.
But you go, so
yeah, it was 2015.
One of the things I like about you is you, like me, will look at, you're a big 49ers fan, which is kind of rare. I feel like, I mean, there's a decent amount of comics that are sports fans, but there's not a lot of comics that like are into sports, which is it's really weird to me.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I mean, obviously you can see, you know, the arguments that there's not enough girls on shows and whatever, and that's fine. But like, there's a lot of guys in comedy, and so for an industry to be that dominated by males, to not have a lot of them that are like, there are people that are, but like, it's not a lot. Anyway, the point being is that you do like I do, so you'll look at the 49ers schedule and see where they're going to be and be like, okay, they're going to be in Phoenix this weekend. They're going to be here. Let me see if I can book shows that weekend so I can go do what I love, my job, comedy, and go enjoy that. With the football team, because I do that with the Dodgers. I look at the schedule. Okay, I want to go. I want to go to Boston. I want to go here. I want to go there, and then you try to make that happen.
Yeah, the schedule just came out for draft day today too, baby.
Oh yeah, it's today the draft.
Yeah, today's the draft. We have the number 2 pick.
No way.
Yeah.
Who are they going to pick?
I think they're gonna because Arizona has the first pick, but Arizona's trying to like smoke screen saying we don't want
a quarterback.
But
I know they do.
They do. I think they're trying to get the Niners to like trade back or something, or trade with them so they can get like another draft pick. But we barely have that many draft picks, and number 2 is good. So we're gonna get a defensive end, an edge rusher is what it's called. So it's either gonna be Nick Bobosa or it's gonna be Josh Allen out of University of Kentucky.
Okay. You excited about that?
Yeah, we need it.
Would you be one of those guys that like went to the draft and cheered when they called whoever they picked?
No, I'm not like. I think I'd rather spend the money on going to a game or something.
Yeah, that's weird to me. Dude.
I have 2 friends who are at the draft every year.
See, this year it's in Nashville, so like I would go just for Nashville because I love Nashville, but like. There's people that do it like every year. They go to like whatever city that the draft is in and wait for the name, and they start cheering for like a kid that they don't like, who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah, they either cheer or they boo. It's just
Yeah,
like,
these guys are kids.
They just wait for one moment, and I'm like, that's not that exciting.
It's so weird.
Yeah, like I like going to the games and stuff, and
like I mean, I'll even like I go to spring training every year, and it's like those are games that like they're meaningless games. It's just they're getting in shape, and so like there's people that go crazy like at those games, and I'm like, this is a meaningless game. I'm not cheering at a spring training game. Like I'm just looking like see how the players you meet some of the players and just hang out in the sun in Arizona like in March and like it's cool.
I'll be honest, I still get pretty riled up in preseason games. Yeah, it's hard for me not to. It's just like I'm so excited that the season's starting, and even if it's like a third stringer in there playing quarterback who actually did good this last regular season, I just get into it. I know it's meaningless, but I'm just like, hell yeah, football, love it, dude.
I think the fact that people talk about this all the time, but like that they play preseason games and people always get hurt in the preseason. Like they need to figure something out, dude. I don't know what, but they do.
Yeah, I mean, our franchise quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo, they're saying that he's going to play. So
Jimmy G.
There's 4 preseason games. The third game is supposed to be the dress rehearsal,
right? And
then the fourth one they just let all the third stringers play.
Yeah.
But they're like, oh, Jimmy G is going to play the preseason the dress rehearsal, and everybody's like, don't do it. And he's playing against Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh gosh,
who he got hurt.
Right,
same place, same stadium. It's like, sure you want to do that, but you probably get over.
This is something interesting. So you actually but tell me how it came about. Because you were kind of working for the 49ers for a second.
Yeah.
And you kind of manifested.
In Arizona.
Yeah, you kind of manifested that.
Yeah.
So go ahead and share that. It's a cool story.
I have a joke about why I'm a Niners fan. It's a pretty good joke.
It is.
And then like you were saying, like I would go travel to see where their away games were, and I would go book myself in that town. So one winter they were in Phoenix, and so I was working at the club in Phoenix. And the headliner, Al Magical, he's also a big Niners fan too, and he has worked for the Niners, and he knows everyone in the Niners.
Oh wow!
And so that was really cool because we had never worked together. It just so happened that he was there, and then the club knew that I love the Niners. Like actually, Al Magical is like, hey, they're like Al Magical's a big Niners fan too. I'm like, oh, perfect. So like, yeah, me and Al were just in the back talking. What I didn't know was one night I tell the joke. I'm a Niners fan. Afterwards, I'm just handing out cards. And one guy comes up to me and he's like, hey, I love your joke about the Niners. I'm like, oh, thank you. He's like, and he pulls out a card. He's like, by the way, I work for the Niners. I'm like, what? And I read the card as like vice president.
No way.
49ers. I was like, oh my gosh. And so he's like, yeah, if you ever, at a game in San Francisco, just let me know. I was like, cool. And then, that following summer, leading up to the next season, he's like, we'd keep in touch via email and stuff and on social media. And he's like, hey, I'm in LA. Can you meet up for a drink or something? I'm like, yeah, sure.
So cool.
Met him up at the Hollywood Improv because he loves comedy too.
Cool.
And he's just like, hey, man, I have this idea and I wanted to run it by you. And then he pitched me on it and I was like, yes, I'll do it. And then, the next season I did recorded all these, every home game I'd be on the Jumbotron giving weather report. It was freaking crazy. The closest thing I ever got.
And this was after they had moved into the new stadium too, right? That's fucking awesome. It was
the second season in the new stadium. And I remember the first time I saw myself on the actual big screen was when they were playing the Seahawks, who I hate.
Right.
And some of my friends who are also Seahawks fans, it was cool because they got to see it. And it was just like an awesome moment. I'm just like, damn. I am on the Jumbotron at Levi Stadium. Yeah. 49ers, dude. Like, that's the closest to as far as I'll get as far as, like, the dream, you know what I mean?
Of course. But, like, that's the cool... I mean, that's a super cool story. Because, like, I tell Dodger jokes, all the time. There's a specific one, and it's like, and I do a Dodgers podcast, and it's like maybe 20 people listen to it or whatever, but it's like you made that happen just by just talking that. And that's what I think too, is like, there's so many funny people in comedy, but like telling stuff that's personal to you that nobody can take. Like, you know, anyone can say, oh, what's the deal with these people walking down the streets on these scooters? Or, you know what I mean? It's like, that's very general. But when you talk about things that are personal to you, that's how people remember you.
Yeah.
You know, and so this guy that, you know, just randomly there that one night, and it led to you having a job with your team that you've been rooting for like your whole life. Like, it's fucking awesome.
It's crazy. And just 2 months ago, I did another thing where I've also got to, I have a deep, deep passion of hate for the Seahawks. Like, it runs, I'm not a big troll on social media, but when it comes to Seahawks and their fans, I am the worst. I'm the biggest hater.
Yeah.
Me and Roger Lazzola, we are the biggest haters, dude. And so I got to roast Seahawks players a couple of years ago when Sherman played for them, and some of the Michael Bennett, Tyler Lockett. After the next week after I roasted him, he like tore his knee or something like that.
No.
And they're like, it's all your fault. And then just 2 months ago, I did another roast, but I also got to roast my now favorite Niners player. His name is Dante Pettis.
Okay.
And when I heard that he was going to come and be on the roast, when he walked into that green room, I was like trying so hard not to fanboy. I'm just sitting there like, that's Dante Pettis. Oh my God, that's Dante. And the reason why I like him, one, he's a receiver, he's cool. But if you follow him on social media, he's not your typical like NFL player. He's not about wearing all the jewelry and having a nice car. He's like really artsy. And that's what I love about him. Like, he loves photography. He loves art. He loves all that stuff. Like, if you just looked at his social media, you'd be like, this guy plays football? Like, you wouldn't even tell.
Right.
Besides like his football.
Where's he from?
He's from LA.
Okay, cool.
He's from Orange County. His dad is the third base coach for the Astros.
Oh, okay. What's his last name?
Pettis.
Pettis?
His dad's a ex Golden Glove winner too.
Okay, so he's got it in the genes.
Got it in the genes, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I gotta do comedy, and then like through comedy, there's like so many things. You know, I love EDM too, and I've got to meet some DJs that I really admire just through comedy. It's just freaking crazy, dude.
Yeah, especially when you're performing. I mean, really, no matter where you are, you never know who's going to be in the audience. But like when you're here on like a decent stage, you just never know who's going to be there.
Yeah, you never know. Met Deadmau5, dude. Deadmau5 was at my show.
That's the guy that wears like the ears.
Yeah, the big. He's one of my top 3 favorite DJs, and he told me I was funny. Like, that was a crazy moment.
Was he wearing this thing still?
No, he was just like.
So, did you know what he looked like?
I know what he looks like because he does like on his social. He's really interactive with his fan base.
Cool.
Like, he does a lot of live streams and he'll talk. And it's like one instance, like he was working on a new song and he's like, hey guys, I need vocals for this, submit your vocals. And he found the vocals for that track through some random kid that he found on the internet that sent him something. Right. So I always knew what he looked like. And when I walked in the showroom, I was like, look at the bouncer. I'm like, is that Deadmau5 in the back? It's like, yeah. I'm like, oh my God. That's crazy.
That's great.
And I was on stage and it was like an out of body experience. It's like the jokes are coming out of my mouth, but I'm just like, my mind is like, dude, to your left, it's Deadmau5, bro. How does Deadmau5? And then after my set, I went and had a drink, and then I went to go smoke. I quit smoking. I don't know if you knew that.
You quit smoking?
It's been over a year.
Shut up, dude. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, man.
Good for you, buddy. Smoking's not good for you guys.
Not good. Just went out to have a cigarette, and he comes out, and he's like, hey, man, you're really funny. I was like, I'm such a big fan of you right now. And I showed him, like, when you tap on your iMusic, I don't know if you use Apple Music, but I was like, look, and I just opened my Apple Music. I was listening to your song before I got here. And it was just so crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's one of the best. It was a really cool moment.
I used to date this girl that was not smart. And I remember she was telling me about this awesome DJ named Deadmau5.
Oh.
And I was like, who? She's like, Deadmau5. Like, he wears, I was like, you mean Deadmau5? And she's like, it's not. I'm like, no, it's not. He wears a mouse. Like, it's Deadmau5. like I don't even know what he DJs, but like I can tell you that he pronounces it fucking dead mouse. Girl, just so dumb, dude. That's great though. Yeah, Hollywood Improv or like Laugh At. I mean, I feel like anywhere now, like on any given night.
Yeah, especially the Comedy Store now. Comedy Store is so crazy.
Yeah,
everybody
just hanging out.
Yeah, just hanging out. Just see people.
I remember we were at the. This is so funny. We did a show at the Laugh Factory, and Bieber was there. This is like right before he was going to get roasted, so I think he was just hanging out to kind of get a feel of whatever. And I'm not like I listen to some of his music, like, but I'm not like, it's not like Justin Timberlake. If Justin Timberlake was there, I would have shit my pants. And we're upstairs at the Laugh Factory, and usually most of the time, unless it's like someone huge is performing there, like that top area is just comics. So we were hanging out up there, like on the balcony, watching the show, and then one of his I forget what her name was. The manager there, she's not there anymore, but she's like, hey, can we clear this area because we have a VIP? And I was like, oh, okay. And then here comes Bieber, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm like, oh, dude, it's cool. Like, he has like his entourage with him, super nice. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, man. Like, I was like, oh, it's cool, man. And so he's like, what's your name? I'm like, oh, I'm Pete. He's like, oh, I'm Justin. Like, super nice. Like, he's super friendly. He's like, oh, what are your jokes about? And I was like, I mean, I kind of have a lot of jokes about you, dude, if you want. And he kind of like looked at me, and I was like, no, I'm just kidding. But like, I'm not going to name this person because I'm not like that. But there's a person that if somebody is at their show, like, whatever, they'll take a picture with them, post it on social media, like, hey, thanks so-and-so for coming to my show, as if like,
that person came to the show to see them.
Correct.
Yeah.
Not like they just happened. Like, it was so cool. I was performing there and so-and-so was there, which is what really happened. He'd be like, thanks so-and-so for coming to my show. It's like, come on. But anyway, so obviously he was there and Bieber was, and I'm not like one to take, unless I love a celebrity, I'm not going to take a picture with them. But he was like, hey, can you take a picture with me, like to Bieber, And Bieber's like, yeah, sure, took a picture with him. And then Bieber turns around and looks at him and is like, if this picture doesn't get you laid, I don't know what will. And I was like, what, dude? Like, who says that? So Dane was there too. And Dane takes a picture with Bieber. And I don't know if Bieber knew who he was or not. Maybe I feel like he didn't. But I don't know. And Bieber tells him the same thing. Looks over to Dane. He's like, this picture doesn't get you laid. I don't know what will. And Dane's like, I think I got it. Relax. And I'm just like, so funny, dude.
Yeah, Dane's dating like a 21-year-old now.
Yeah.
He's like
she's
45.
She's like she's a singer.
She's younger?
I think she was, I think she's
20 now.
Yeah, I think she's at least 20. I feel like she just turned 21.
That's the dream, dude. Like, I mean, you can hate all of them. I want that life. I don't want to get married. I want to be 45 years old and dating a 20-year-old chick. Yes.
But see, I've never met her. So, I mean, he seems happy. And knowing, like, Dane's a super smart dude. Like, he's super educated, like, well-read, anything. So this girl must be really smart, So
yeah,
like,
enough to where he's like, publicly, like, this is my girlfriend, because he could probably sleep with tons of young girls,
of course,
but to actually be like, okay, she's my girlfriend, like, yeah, she's gotta have a cool personality, she's gotta be smart, for sure.
I think
a guy like that who has slept with A-list celebrities and all that, and have many other girls, like, she's obviously got to be really cool and very special.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, people look at her age and you're like, oh my gosh, but
everyone does it, dude. Everyone does it, and
but right now, I'm in my 30s, dude. Give me a 21-year-old. Come on.
My girlfriend's 10 years younger than me.
Is she?
That's how I roll, dude.
I don't mind 10 years younger. I actually want younger than that, man. Give me some 15 years younger than me.
I used to have a rule, and the rule was I can't date. I could hook up with a girl, but I can't date a girl that was born after I started masturbating. So,
like the year?
Yeah.
You know what year you started masturbating?
Absolutely, dude.
That's crazy, dude.
Absolutely. So she's born after that year. As much as it hurts, I'm like, sorry, dude, I can't do it. But now we just became like pigs just those last 2 minutes. But yeah. So the moral of the story is you just never know who's going to be in the audience here. So bless you.
Thank you.
That's what's great about doing comedy here. Before we leave, do you have anything you want to plug or anything?
Not really. I mean, my Instagram is at Lukas, Lukas.
Yeah, Lucas with a K.
Seely. I do a lot of live streams on Facebook. Like people like food.
Yeah, you do that cooking thing, right?
I do a lot of cooking videos.
Is that weekly or just whenever?
It used to be, but I've just been freaking slammed with so much other stuff.
Uh-huh.
Well, it takes time, so I'm going back in just to shooting videos instead of doing live streams.
Uh-huh.
Just a lot easier. So I've been doing this cooking with kids.
Oh,
so I just borrow friends' kids who I get along with. You know, kids that like most of them like me. And I just teach them how to cook like things that kids love. Like,
really?
Yeah, like we made last one we made was a pizza sliders, and then we
pizza
made
sliders.
Yeah,
like I can't.
So it's the sliders, and you put pepperoni and cheese and sauce on
inside the bun.
Inside the bun.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then we made dino quesadillas, dino nugget quesadillas.
They have like a cookie cutter or something.
Yeah, they have these little. You can buy these little nuggets. Dino nuggets.
Huh.
You just bake them and then you put them in a tortilla with cheese and just kid stuff, man.
That's cool.
Just like really simple, but it's just fun because I love kids and just interacting with them. And I mean, sometimes they're just like they're kind of a lot to handle, man. I couldn't be a parent right now. I love kids, but
yeah, I'm the same way.
So much work to get them to like be so like, okay, ready, focus. We got to focus.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna give you this, and then you're gonna give me that back. Okay, they're like, I like cheese. And he would just keep eating the cheese. I'm like, we'll get to the cheese, man. We got to do these things first. And so he's like, okay, so are we going to get the cheese? I'm like, it's just, no, we'll get to the cheese, man. And that's
funny.
one thing I've learned is that kids love cheese.
Everyone loves cheese.
Really? I'm not a big cheese person.
I love cheese.
And
I know it's dairy and people argue, and this is a health podcast, so I don't put cheese on a lot of stuff, but like if there's something that like would normally have cheese, like I'm going to put cheese on it.
Burgers, I'll have cheese.
Absolutely. Tacos, Mexican stuff. Pasta, a little bit of cheese, yeah.
But not even
eggs,
tacos.
Sometimes.
Not even tacos, I do cheese.
Sometimes. It depends on what kind of taco and where.
Burritos, yes.
Yeah.
No, I lie. I won't even put it on like a Chipotle burrito.
Dude, that place, Komodo closed. Did you know that?
No.
Fucking closed, man.
Really?
I was so bummed. Yeah. And I don't know about the truck, but so I used to live over there at Pico Robertson. And since I moved, I don't go to that neighborhood anymore. And then the other day we were I kind of live by there again now. Now we live like Beverly Hills, but it's not that far. And so I was like, oh, let's go to Komodo. And we go and it's fucking closed.
Oh, man.
You made me think about it when you said burrito.
Yeah, the burrito.
Yeah.
I can make that though.
I had a million, like I used to go there like once a week when I lived there. I missed that place, but rest in peace. It was healthy. It was good.
Yeah.
It was fusion. So
fusion
it was,
was very different.
Mexican, Japanese, and Mexican basically was what it was.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing else you want to plug before we leave?
That's it.
Big Sky.
Big Sky. I mean, are the comedians listening to this?
I mean, I don't know if anyone listens to this, but
I run Big Sky Comedy Festival. It's submissions start next week, actually.
Huh.
Oh, great! It's more things I got to work on.
Yeah,
because I'm helping out with NoHo this year.
Right.
My phone's been blowing up.
Yeah. That's when is that?
It's next week.
Oh, it's next week.
NoHo's next week, but I'm more of like just organizing and just making sure things run smoothly.
Right.
Versus where Big Sky, like my brain is everything. I'm like, this is like how we're doing everything, and
right. That's like your baby.
Yeah. It's a lot of work.
Okay. I don't have anything to plug. I mean, they're going to hear this. Yeah, they won't hear this for a couple of weeks. But I'm going to be at the Edgewater Casino in Laughlin, Nevada, May 31st, June 1st, June 2nd, and then June 3rd at the Honda Casino in Pine Top, Arizona. That'll be like my next road show, but that'll be like a couple weeks.
Oh, real quick, Mountain of the God. Did you like that hotel?
I loved it, dude.
Yeah, it was great, right?
So I wish we would have got there sooner. I don't know if you know the story, but we actually got pulled over by the Border Patrol on the way out there. like right before we left California, and they searched our whole car for drugs because they thought my girlfriend's car has Oklahoma plates on it, and they thought we were smuggling drugs. So they went through it.
Was it an SUV?
Yeah, she has an SUV, Oklahoma plates. It was like midnight, and they like stopped us for like over an hour. They went through our whole. Part of it was because I told them that I had edibles on me, because I take edibles to go to sleep. But he didn't believe. And then my girlfriend, because she's from Oklahoma, had a fucking gun that was loaded.
Oh.
And so they went through our whole. And so it made us like late because it just fucked up the timeline on everything. So I didn't get to spend as much time at that casino as I would have liked. But like, it was really nice, dude. Like,
oh yeah,
like you can go hunting. Like you can
it's everything, and it's just like
it's in the middle of the
that's
mountains.
One of those places, like, you know, I'm from Montana. There's some like places like that, but not quite as. There's something about that, like just the room and
everything,
the golf course and the food.
Yeah, there's a golf course. There's the batting cages there.
Yeah, everything.
They have zip line. Like, yeah, it was. I would have liked to have stayed there for like just like maybe like one more day, but I had to go to another casino the next day. So, but yeah, that was really nice. Shout out to Inn of the Mountain Gods in New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, well, guys, thank you for coming, Lucas. Thank you guys for listening to the podcast. The Camera Adds 10 Pounds. Make sure if you listen to it, especially if you're listening to it on iTunes, like it, or not like it, but like rate it. Comment on it, leave comments. Even if it's good or bad, just leave a comment. You can say, hey, Peter, you suck. And I'll be like, okay, cool. Just help us. Share it, subscribe to it. And I'm going to keep bringing in people from the industry that work out a little bit and eat healthy, so you can see that we're not all lazy. A lot of us have that inner drive to like just be healthier and better versions of ourselves. So thank you for listening. Once again, follow him on Instagram, Twitter, at Lukas Seely. And this has been The Camera Adds 10 Pounds. I'm Peter Surs. Follow me too. Cool. Thanks, guys. Bye.